Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Gratitude Incarnate podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Rose, and this week's episode is going to be all about self-care and really why it's so important. So I know a lot of people struggle with self-care, and I feel like the number one feeling why people aren't wanting to dive deeper into self-care is because they feel like it's selfish. So that's what this episode is about today. Self-care is not selfish, okay? So if you are a mom, an entrepreneur, someone who is doing all the things all the time, I'm here to remind you today that self-care is so important. And really, if you're struggling right now, feeling stuck, feeling like you can't really find balance or harmony between your work and your personal life, I can assure you it's because you're not doing enough self-care. And you may say, well, I took a bath last night. Well, what was your intention behind the bath? Was it to rest or was it to work in some way? Okay. When we're doing self-care, it doesn't need to be with this mindset of being productive. Okay. We're just naturally being productive for ourselves, for our highest good when we're practicing self-care. So we really don't even have to think about that. We don't have to bring that sort of energetic mindset into what we're doing with our self-care, okay? This is really the time to just focus on you and loving you and letting you rest, okay? It's not about doing some sort of task or fulfilling something that you need to get done, okay? This is really just about you spending time with yourself, enjoying your time. And in that sense, a lot of us do kind of practice self-care throughout the day, especially if you're the type of person that listens to this type of podcast. You're probably doing things for your well-being and your self-care and self-love on a very regular basis. So that's great, but it's really important sometimes that we kind of like check in with ourselves and go that extra mile for ourselves like we would want someone to do for us. And the reason why I say, this isn't selfish, because a lot of us feel like it's selfish, like, I need to make my kids a priority first thing when I wake up in the morning. Okay, well, what if you woke up 30 minutes earlier than that and made yourself a priority? And I know at first it seems like, I don't want to do that. But really, guys, when you do that stuff for yourself, you're making it better for everybody else. So instead of getting up and going to wake your kids up and having this secret resentment for your kids because you got to go in there and you got to do stuff for them, if you would just get yourself up a little bit earlier and take care of your own needs, like going to the bathroom, brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, doing all of those basic self-care things, then spend a little bit of time and take it a little bit deeper. Take another 15 minutes to journal or meditate, and you will notice such a big difference in how you go about the rest of your day, especially the way that you start your day. So I have developed what I call my me time morning routine. And over the last 4 years or so, it's shifted back and forth as I figured out what I wanted that to look like. And some things that are really important for me in the morning times are meditation, my morning baths, my coffee. My beverage is a really important part of my morning routine because that's where I set my intentions, is into my drink. And as I drink it, it just kind of solidifies that those are my intentions for the day. It's kind of like a little magic trick, and that's, to me, that's what self-care is all about, guys. It just makes life so much more magical. And, a lot of people scoff at that idea, like, oh, there's nothing magical about life. It's just life. But really, that's all it is. All life really is your perception of things. So why not choose to see it as magical or like a paradise? Why not just see it that way for yourself? You're going to be here anyway. Like, why not adopt that mindset for yourself? And that's what I've been working on. Listen, I had somebody tell me the other day, like, oh, I thought your life was perfect. Absolutely not, you guys. Not even a little bit could you say my life is quote unquote perfect. I have deep gratitude for every single thing in my life, whether it feels chaotic or crazy or like a problem. I am very, very grateful. That doesn't mean that I don't have issues. That doesn't mean that things don't come up. But I have learned how to be grateful, and I focus on that. So what people see most of the time is just me being grateful, because I choose not to focus on those problems. And that's because of self-care. That's the full circle moment right here, is that my practicing this self-care is what allows me to keep up this gratitude practice. It's what allows people to see this sense of peace and calm in me. It's what allows me to show up for you guys in this way and deliver this message and serve my community in this way, is through self-care. Because when I don't do those things, I just kind of want to shut the world out. And I know that because that's where all of this started for me. That's where this journey began, was with that depression and with not wanting to do anything or go anywhere or really be anything. And now I'm really grateful for who I am and where I'm at. And I just feel like every day is really, truly magical, because I am so grateful and because I take that time for what really matters in my life. Me. You guys, you spend your whole entire life with yourself, okay? Like, if you are not prioritizing yourself, what are you doing with your life, okay? Your life is for you. Yes, there are other people in it. Yes, you make an impact on other people's lives. But at the beginning of every day and the end of every night, you wake up with you. You go to sleep with you, okay? And you need to be sure that you are prioritizing yourself. What are your preferences? What do you like? What makes you feel better? What makes you feel rested? Start asking yourself all of these questions, okay? Because that's how you're going to begin to prioritize your self-care. Just ask yourself in that moment, is this what's best for me right now? And if you can't answer that with a full-on yes, then maybe you'll be a little bit less likely to do it. And when you start questioning yourself about self-care activities that you can do, is this what's best for me right now? You're going to find that that answer is an absolute yes. And allow that to help you stay focused on completing those activities with this self-care for yourself, okay? That's why I started the morning baths, because there's a ton of things that you can do for self-care, okay? A bath is so basic and so simple. Women have been doing it for a long time, and I'm really, really grateful for bath rituals. But some people are like, oh, that's been around for a long time. That's old. That's basic. Well, let me tell you something. I love them. I need baths in my life. It not only cleanses my body, it cleanses my energy, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and it's so important. And that's a way that I've been able to consistently show up with this commitment for self-care, was through these baths. So find something that you like to do. It may be going for a walk in the park. It may be buying yourself, a coffee that you like at the coffee shop. Find something that you really love doing and focus on that one thing, okay? That's how you start this self-care practice, just by focusing on that one thing. That's where I started, was with those morning baths. I made a promise to myself that I was going to make time every morning, no matter what, to take that bath. And now, full transparency, I don't take the morning bath every single morning. Sometimes I am busy in the morning, so I do it at night. And sometimes I just go with a shower. It just depends on the schedule and everything that's going on. But with all of that being said, and really being inspired to lead you guys, I'm going to recommit to that and make myself a promise that I am going to, for the next 21 days, take my morning bath. And it's not just, for you guys, it's also for the retreat that I have coming up in September. It's super important as a coach, as a guide, as a leader, that we live in what we are telling you guys. We really need to practice what we preach. So even though I do still take the morning baths very frequently, I really want to get super committed to this, because this is something I'm going to be teaching the ladies that go with me on the retreat in September about my me time morning routine. So it's going to be really important that I'm embodying that and let them see what it feels like. What does it look like when you step into this practice? So I think that's pretty much it for this message for today. Just really, like I said, just pick one thing that you really enjoy doing and commit to that for 21 days and see where that takes you. You'll be really surprised and really happy. So let's see. I want to update you guys on some things that have been going on. First of all, I want to tell you that the next Teaching Tuesday, I'll be teaching breathwork basics at the Healing Bar next Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's April 30th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Healing Bar in West Columbia. I'm really excited to teach that class. I feel like a lot of times people hear the word breathwork or meditation and they get freaked out and they kind of run away from it. And I really want to be here to teach people that this stuff is really super simple. It doesn't have to be strict or rigid. It's really easy. Anybody can do it, and it can really change your life. So if you're local and you're interested, please come and check that out. They have another class coming up 2 weeks from that one on shadow work. That's going to be really important. I've been doing a lot of shadow work lately. I've had some massive wins in my life after joining Michaela J's 7 Days to the Mondays program. My credit score went up 75 points. That is mind-blowing to me. I just have to breathe in gratitude to take it in. This is real. This is so awesome. I have worked towards building my credit score higher and higher. And I recently made some changes with my cash flow plan, and it's really worked in my benefit, as you can tell, with my credit score going up 75 points. So that's just wonderful. I'm so excited about that. And there's been some other little wins and big wins, and the greatest thing of all is that Michaela J's 7 Days to the Mondays program is an evergreen course. So you get it for life. You pay one time and you can go back to it as many times as you want. And using the shadow work to release money blocks has been a game changer for me, because I've really strayed away from shadow work in the past and really focused on light work. And it's caused me, excuse me, to have a lot of imbalances in my life. And doing this shadow work has really harmonized everything. And I feel more aligned than ever. And that is the craziest thing of all, you guys, is the minute I made the decision to go on this spiritual enlightenment journey, about 4 years ago, y'all, and I get the timelines wrong, okay? That's an episode for another day. Time is not real. But yeah, ever since I started this journey, I knew that my life was headed in a certain direction. But I was so super focused on the form and how it needed to look and how it needed to happen. And I was not focused on the things that could have helped get me here so much faster, which the shadow work is one of those things. So doing the shadow work with the money blocks through the 7 days to the Mondays program has really, really helped me out a lot. I feel more relaxed than ever. And when you expect nothing, when you need for nothing, that's when everything really comes in. And that's what I've worked through with that shadow work, is just releasing the neediness, releasing the desperation, and just relaxing and allowing things to come to me. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, which I'm sure it is, definitely check out that program. I'm going to be going to see Michaela J next month in May. I am ridiculously excited. This woman has changed my life. She's 10 years younger than me and 10 years wiser, if not more. She's really incredible. And if you're not following her for some reason after listening to my podcast all this time, like if you think you like me, if you think you like what I'm talking about, please go follow her. The Michaela J, Jai, on Instagram, okay? Because I want you to see how much she's helped me and how she can help you. So yeah, that program is wonderful, and it's all kind of rushing in. Basically, everything that I've been manifesting is showing up in my life. And you guys, I have to constantly stop and just cry and release these happy tears of gratitude, because it's a lot. And, sometimes also there's bumps in the road too. As we make these quantum leaps and these massive shifts, things are going to change. These up levels require change. It requires, being able to be uncomfortable. So it's not been perfect. My life is not perfect, but I can definitely have deep gratitude for everything, especially knowing where this is taking me. This next update is a big, big deal, you guys. And will probably put us over the 20-minute mark for the podcast, but I know you're going to love this so much, because everybody that I've talked to about it before has just been so supportive and so on board. So let me tell you a little story really quickly. Where I live, there is a big picture window right in front of the house. I'm actually standing in front of it right now. And one of the people that live on the same property as I do, it's a bunch of family members on the property, not my immediate family, not my direct family, but it's like a family-owned property. And one of the family members has a used car business where they buy and sell used cars. So this white, I don't know, maybe early 2000s Dodge Caravan has been sitting in front of this window for a couple of weeks now. Okay, so I'm hoping that you're visualizing all of this in your head. Big picture window. It's a nice minivan. It's not anyone's dream car, I'm sure, but it's in good shape, and it only has 55,000 miles on it. It's a good vehicle. And it's funny because something told me that the universe was going to be delivering my next vehicle through this person. And I was like, well, just park the car right in front of the window for me, so I'll know. So then this Dodge minivan shows up. And if you guys know, if you've been following my story, you know that I'm a single mom with one kid. I don't have a big, large family that I need to transport around. My kid is not in soccer or any after-school activities that require lots of equipment to be carried around. Basically, what I'm saying is, never thought I needed a minivan. But, no judgment. Like, I've driven vans before. They're great vehicles. They're really reliable. They have a lot of space, and they can be really dependable, especially this particular make and model. A lot of people have a lot of great things to say about it. So I kind of laughed when this van got parked in front of my window, because I was like, really? This is the vehicle that the universe is delivering to me? And I walked back and forth past the window, like, this is it, huh? So, yeah, okay, I'm going to be grateful for this. Okay, it's a van. So I'm standing here one day and I'm looking at this van and I'm thinking about the changes that have taken place in my career lately and the differences and where I'm at now. I've been doing so much more spiritual business work. I've been doing tarot readings professionally, dream interpretations professionally, and really getting into my coaching and stepping away from my former career completely. And I got to thinking, what's missing in this metaphysical world? What's missing in this spiritual space in business? And then I had the idea. And what I need for the idea has literally been parked and sitting in front of me. And give me a drum roll. It's a little drum roll. The mobile medium. So that's it. I came up with an idea for a mobile medium service where I can travel to you. I can do tarot readings. I can do dream interpretations. I can walk you through guided meditations. Everything that you would need for that type of session is right there in the van. And I have plans for it to basically, pimp out the inside. I just think about that show. I think it was like on MTV or something, Pimp My Ride. And that's basically what I want to do with this van. I want to turn it into like a mobile Zen den. And like I said, everybody I've told this idea to has really been on board with it. There are a couple of people out there who do consider themselves to be mobile mediums. I am not the very first person to come up with this idea. But honestly, guys, I didn't really even come up with this idea. This idea was a divine download from source. Just like the episodes we used to do, that's where this idea came from. And I took a great class today online, and that's what she said. Inspiration is from source. Like the word spirit is in the word inspiration. If you're wondering, what is a download? What is a divine download? All it is inspiration from source, you guys. Like God, the universe is telling you that it's there for you. Like you desire these things for a reason because you are the missing piece. You are the vessel for source to do what needs to be done. And I had the most amazing epiphany today. And this is what I'm going to leave you guys on. Okay. The reason why it's not our job to figure out the form of our manifestations is because we are the form. You are the form that the manifestation is being made into. Source is using you for the how. That's why it's not your job to know the how, because the universe is orchestrating all of that. You are the form. Be the form. Let the universe do that part. And you just show up and listen. Okay? That's what I was told over and over and over and over and over and over and over by my spirit guides this morning. Just show up. So tell yourself that today. Just show up for whatever it is. Okay? I don't know. You know what it is. So show up for it. Okay? And let spirit use you as the vessel, as the form to do what needs to get done, okay? And make sure that some of what you're showing up for is self-care, because it's super important and you deserve it. Okay, so with all that being said, thank you guys so much for showing up to this podcast today. I love you so much. I am so grateful for you every single day, and I want you to have a grateful day.